Welcome back to the channel. Let's practice English and improve your speaking skills. The day my quiet seatmate changed everything. People at school always think my life is perfect. I'm Martin. I'm one of the most popular students in school. Many girls know my name, and some of them even leave snacks in my locker. I'm good at basketball, and I love writing songs whenever I have free time. But there is one thing I'm really bad at: studying, especially math. Actually, math and I have been enemies for years. I also have one strange habit. I really like sitting alone. I don't enjoy sharing my desk with anyone because I need space for my books, my basketball, and all the random things I bring to school. That was why everything started going wrong on Monday morning. Before class, I was walking across the schoolyard with my basketball when someone suddenly bumped into me. "Hey, watch where you're going." The boy quickly apologized. "I'm sorry. I'm looking for the principal's office because I'm new here." He looked calm. Too calm. I don't know why, but I suddenly wanted to tease him, so I smiled and pointed toward the football field. "The principal's office is over there." Of course, it wasn't. It was the restroom. A few minutes later, my friends laughed so hard when they saw the new student standing in front of the bathroom looking completely confused. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I had no idea I would regret it later. When class started, our teacher walked in with the same boy. "This is Juhoon, our new classmate." I didn't really care until the teacher said, "Juhoon, you'll sit next to Martin." What? Next to me? Seriously? Out of all the empty seats? Mine? Juhoon quietly sat down beside me. I looked at him and sighed. I like sitting alone. He looked back at me without changing his expression. I didn't choose this seat. I crossed my arms. "You're taking up half of my desk." He glanced at my messy books. "I think your books are taking up the whole desk." I couldn't even argue with that, but I still didn't like him. For the next week, nothing really changed. Whenever I wanted to leave my seat, I simply said, "Move." Juhoon never complained. He quietly stood up every single time. One day he finally looked at me and said, "You could just say, 'Excuse me.'" I shrugged. "Move is shorter." He sighed. Sometimes I wondered if he was secretly annoyed with me. Actually, he probably was. Juhoon was also unbelievably smart. Every test came back with a big A. Teachers loved him. Meanwhile, I was trying to remember whether 7 times 8 was 54 or 56. It was embarrassing. One afternoon, our math teacher handed back another test. "Excellent work again, Juhoon." Then she looked at me. "Martin, please stay after class." The whole class laughed. Juhoon didn't laugh. He simply looked at me and quietly said, "You would get better grades if you studied a little." I smiled. "I'd rather play basketball." About a week later, something unexpected happened. I was walking across the schoolyard, happily eating my favorite cream bread. Life was perfect until, bang! Someone bumped into me. My bread flew through the air and landed face down on the ground. "My bread!" I shouted without thinking. It was Juhoon. Again. "I'm sorry," he said softly. "You always appear at the worst possible time." I was ready to keep complaining. But then he looked up. For the first time, I actually looked at his face carefully. The afternoon sunlight fell across his hair. His eyes looked soft. The wind gently moved his bangs. He looked different. Cute. Really cute. Suddenly my heart started beating much faster. Wait, why is he so cute? Why have I never noticed before? My face became hot. I quickly looked away. Never mind. Then I walked away before he could see how red my face was. The whole way back to class, I kept asking myself, what is wrong with me? A few minutes later, Juhoon quietly placed a piece of bread on my desk. I bought this for you. I'm sorry about earlier. I looked at it. It wasn't my favorite flavor. I wanted to smile, but my pride wouldn't let me. This isn't the one I usually eat. He lowered his head. The bakery sold out. For a second, I felt guilty. Then I quickly grabbed the bread. I guess this one is okay. He smiled a little. That small smile made my heart race again. The next morning, I suddenly had a new goal. Not basketball, not music. Talking to Juhoon. During math class, I looked at the worksheet for about 3 seconds. Then I turned toward him. Hey, can you help me with this question? He looked surprised. You've never asked me before. I want to study harder. He raised one eyebrow. Really? Maybe. He laughed quietly. It was the first time I heard him laugh. Somehow, it sounded nicer than I expected. He patiently explained every step. I wasn't even looking at the math problem anymore. I was looking at him. After a minute, he stopped talking. Martin, were you listening? I blinked. Not really. He sighed and shook his head. You're hopeless. I couldn't stop smiling. Maybe I was hopeless. But one thing was certain. I didn't want Juhoon to sit anywhere else ever again.